once again with another podcast. I know we did not have a podcast last weekend, but that's okay. We're gonna keep rolling. We got another special guest in the building. We got the infamous Shy Mac. We're gonna go
Yay, yay.
and we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. We're gonna learn more about him, what he has in store, what his dreams and aspirations are, what he has accomplished, and we're gonna have some Q&A questions for him as well. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself. If ain't nobody, don't nobody know who I am. Again, I am Nita K. I am the director and owner of Nita K Productions. We work with all creatives and we give all creators an opportunity to tell their story. I'm not gonna dig in too much about me because y'all should already be listening and tuning in on all our streaming platforms. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let Shy Mac go ahead and introduce himself and tell everybody what he is about, what his backstory is, and much more. So go ahead, Shy Mac.
Thank you, thank you. That was a beautiful introduction. I appreciate you.
No
And
problem.
if y'all haven't already known, like you said, my name is Sha Mac. I go by the infamous Sha Mac. So what I do is I do a little bit of everything. I'm a marketer. I'm a promoter. I'm a radio host. I have my own podcast, Evenings with Sha Mac, and I'm also a food critic slash reviewer, however you want to call it. So whatever you need dealing with social media, I got you. I'm your man.
Absolutely. Now tell everybody like how did you get started? Like tell us like how did Shy Mac come into play?
So Shamek came into play. I started off at Illinois Media School.
Okay.
And shout out to Illinois Media School, IMS. And I went there to do photography.
Okay.
But for some reason, people keep on, they was like, you have a voice for radio. Your voice need to
Hmm.
be on the airwaves.
Yeah.
And even to this day, believe it or not, I still like the way my voice sounds on the radio
Yeah.
or when I do podcasts. I don't like my voice, but it's starting to grow on me slowly but surely.
Yeah.
So that's how Sean Mack came about. And the reason why I call myself the infamous or infamous, however, everybody got a different way of saying it.
Right.
But because a lot of people they keep saying, "Hey, you're Sean Mack for 92.3." I said, "No, I'm not Sean Mack. I'm not that famous.
Right.
I'm
Well, no, you
infamous Sean
famous,
Mack."
but
Right? And they're like, "Oh, you're Sean. You're Sean." No, I'm Shy. It's a
right.
difference.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the infamous Sean Mack came about. And I have to say this too, because a lot of people they do say infamous, but
Mm-hmm.
it's infamous. But when you put infamous on, you gotta do it with your deep voice. So you can't just say the infamous. So you say it's your boy, the infamous Shy Mac. You gotta say it like that,
Yes, to make it more interesting.
right? You put some respect on my name.
Look, you feel me? So dang, so okay, because a lot of people that I've been talking to over the last few years and just networking with, everybody that I talked to went to IMS, and IMS is a good school. If you want to get into radio and broadcasting, if you want to get into anything dealing with the media, it is a good school. But from that just made me want to ask. So when you went to IMS, after you left IMS, you end up transitioning to your own your podcast or your own radio show.
No, so it took me a while to get into radio. You talking about my own station or my own um like my own show?
Hmm.
Oh, so yeah, it took me about a year to have
Okay.
my own radio show at
Okay.
my radio Chicago because I always prolong it. So and shout out
Hmm.
to Shy Blizz and D Stone Pony. Those two are the ones who put me on the map and also the put get my feet wet in a sense.
Yeah.
But I always push back the radio because it's a lot of work that goes on behind it.
Yeah.
A lot of people they'll see, oh, when they see my videos and they see how I be promoting certain things, they
Hmm.
just think that not saying it's easy, it's
Yeah.
easier for me because I've been doing it for almost about two, knocking on 3 years now.
Okay.
So it is easy for me to do,
Hmm.
but you still need to be in that certain mindset to do so.
Right.
But it didn't. I ain't have my own radio show until about a year and a half of me leaving IMS. Not leaving, excuse me, graduated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so when you left IMS, well, not left, when you graduated from IMS, you end up doing My Radio Chicago. So can you tell everybody, like, how did you put that together with My Radio Chicago? Like, how did you piece it together? Because like you said, it's not easy.
Mm-mm. No, it's not. So my very first radio show I was on, it was called The Boss's Corner, and
Okay.
that was on Windy City Underground.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody heard of it before, but it's
I
connected
have.
to IMS.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as my radio Chicago goes, I got introduced that by numerous people from Shy Blizz, which
Mm-hmm.
is the owner of my radio Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and I talked to this lady called Shakita Bananas, or She's
Mm-hmm.
Bananas. A lot of folks know her by that name.
Okay.
Those two are the ones who introduced me to my radio Chicago, and after that, I just kept the ball rolling. And then I was on the show with Miss Aaron Joy. It was
Mm-hmm.
evolving with EJ and Shy Mack. If
Okay.
anybody is following me that far back, you'll see evenings with evolving with EJ and Shy Mack. And I'm also on Freaky Food for Thought with Miss Amitra Renee, your boy that voice, and Miss Kenna K.
Okay, okay. So you have an extensive background. So, because I know radio broadcasting is not easy. I did it for like 3 years in high school, and it was not easy, but it was also a great experience. And I know it's been a great experience for you. Like, how would
Yes.
you describe the type of uh, interviews or type of podcast that you create when you do your radio show?
So, you, I'm sorry, repeat the question again. What's the
Yeah,
question
so,
again?
so yeah, that's okay. So what I was asking is, so when you typically like choose the topic or the themes of discussion when you do your radio show, like what type of ideas do you typically create when or when you're talking about different topics on your radio show?
Okay. So, as far as that goes, it's real
Mhm.
easy for me to not say sit back, but a lot of my radio personality co-workers or
Mhm.
partners, they're more so the ones who come up with the questions. I,
Okay.
I'm more so what I like to call the filler. Because
Okay.
a lot of people, you have to be careful on what guests you have too,
Mhm.
because the guests that you have, they can easily not say blackball you, but they can put a whole lot of crap on your name to where it makes it seems like you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like for example, I know I had an interview with you before,
Mhm.
but let's just say I come on your show like I'm doing right now, and you say,
Mhm.
"So, tell me about yourself." Okay, well, I'm Sean Mack. Okay, is that it? Oh, I do radio. You know what I'm saying? They give me one answer. It's like I'm like, gee, talk to me. Let them know who you
Right.
are. Look, fulfill your destiny. What's up? So a lot of times, yeah, I'm the filler.
Okay.
But as far as my podcast go, I just go off of what's going on around the world,
Mhm.
around the environment that I'm in.
Mhm.
You know, between Chicago's violence and the best restaurant that I have for the week. It
Right.
all depends on how I'm feeling for real.
Okay, yeah, that's typically trendy, talking about world news, what's going on in the environment, what's going on in the community, in the neighborhood, what's going
Hmm.
on during the week is really relatable. So I that's definitely how you keep it going. And my next question, with that being said, who would you or who have you most likely collaborated with and have interviewed on your radio show?
Sure. I had a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Huh. I had an interview with a porn star before.
Really?
Um, yes, shout out to Red Waters on the late night with Red Waters. Shout out to her.
Okay.
She's the one that put me on because she did with a lot of exotic dancers,
Mhm.
a lot from strip clubs to the BBW community.
Mhm.
That's a big community by
Mhm.
itself. I
Yeah.
didn't know how big it was until I met Red Waters.
Okay.
But I've dealt with porn stars, I've dealt with strippers, I've dealt with businessmen and women.
Mhm.
I deal with a lot of just all walks of life. Like almost anybody you came across or think about,
Yeah.
I've interviewed them. Besides the atheists, but other than that, I have interviewed everybody else.
Yeah, so when you interviewed a lot of those people, have you had, and I always ask these people because I want the audience to understand and know how you can go through a tough situation when it comes to trying to interview people and this type of discussions or disagreements you have with people when it comes to business and how
Mhm.
you overcame it. So my question with that being said, have you ran into a potential person that you wanted to interview or have interviewed or did business with and you had an issue and it was like it's just not gonna work. You just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna work with this person. Have you ran into that? And if you did, how did you address it? Yes.
Okay. All right. Look at you.
Cause look, I talk about it all the time, and people don't know how to address it, and they can really. It's a way you have to go about it because you'll really shatter your dreams. So you have to really go about it in a stern but professional way and stand on business. But at the same time, you gotta try to be careful of. Sometimes you gotta be careful how you do things or say them, but I just want people to know what to do or what not to do for those that are listening.
Right. So, whew, um, the most important thing I will say is just know your zone
Yeah.
and know the lines and know where you cannot cross them.
Hmm.
I have dealt with a lot of people. That's the industry by itself, to be honest with you.
You absolutely
You
right.
know, how do I address it? I eliminate myself from that person.
Hmm.
Dealing with the people that we deal with and doing the works that we do,
Hmm.
you have to protect your own self from a
Yeah.
lot of people. Yeah, you protect your own peace
Hmm.
because you go from being a mom or dad at
Hmm.
home to being a spouse
Hmm.
to go and do your 9 to 5 job if you got one,
Yeah.
and then you have to go ahead and do the radio podcast or whatever else you're doing on the side.
Hmm.
You can't let your emotions get the best of you. I
Yeah.
will say that. Um, I've dealt with somebody. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. I dealt with somebody who tried to, lack of a better word, tarnish my name,
Oof.
and and it didn't go well, but
Yeah.
it didn't work neither. Only
Right.
because I put my stamp on a whole lot of people,
Hmm.
and a lot of folks that when they do meet me, they'll say, "Oh, well, I heard you was like this. I heard you was like that." I said, "Who'd you hear it from?" And almost everybody says the exact same person. I already know who it is,
Right.
but everybody who knows me like that, like you know me,
Yeah.
that they already know. Okay, that's not shy. Like, what did you
Yeah. Nah.
do to provoke him?
Right.
Like, because even to this day, you say, "Hey, you talk to so and so." I'm like, "Yeah, I have." Oh well, I heard that they blackballing, they doing X, Y, and Z. How you feel about that? I don't know nothing about it. That's not
Right.
my lane. You have a good day.
Right. Just
I,
stay out of it. Yep.
I stay out of it because at this point now they don't say, "Oh well, Shaw Max said you ain't this,"
Uh-huh.
and
Yep.
then I'll be like, and then look at me like, "You said that." Y'all
Uh-huh.
know I stay in my lane. I'm not gonna go left, right. I'm staying right in the middle.
Yeah.
If they have an issue or a problem with me, as adults, we'll go ahead and address that. If
Exactly.
if you don't like it, that's totally fine.
Hmm.
But I've dealt with folks like that all the way to where I had this one interview. It was on Freaky Food for Thought,
Hmm.
and it was so funny because I didn't recognize that she was flirting with me. So we're on Freaky Food for Thought, and the name is right there in the title, Freaky
Right.
Food for Thought. So we be asking the freaky questions sometime.
Yeah.
And I think either Freak or Kenna K, they asked a question to her, and she was making, just looking at me eye to eye, or at least trying to. And
Right.
she was like, "Yeah, I like it to be real slow and, just doing a lot of sexual stuff." And me being in my own mindset, I'm not even paying her no mind. I'm
Right.
over here doing doing the computer and stuff, make sure the music is on point, make sure
Yeah.
everybody can hear us on the airwaves, the whole 9 yards. So she over here making googly eyes at me and trying to flirt at me. My lady, she over here next to me, which is Kenna K.
Yeah.
She over here saying, why she over here just staring at you like that? I said, I don't know. So you telling me you don't see her staring at you? I'm like, I'm, I'm, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at everybody else. Said, so did y'all see it? Yeah, she over here trying to show a little bit more cleavage, and she's moving in her chair like, also, just trying to seduce me.
Yeah.
But in my own mindset, I'm not thinking about her because I already have somebody at the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Messy.
yeah, it's a slippery slope. And what made it even worse was she was my guest. I'm the one that reached out to her to come on the show. So now
Ooh.
it looks like it's some hanky panky going on, and I
Yeah.
ain't have nothing to do with it.
Ooh, yeah, that gets you in the catch 22, and it ain't just females, it's males in this industry. You definitely got to be careful because that could have turned into something else.
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ. Guys, we gonna be on here all damn night if we talk about how that didn't happen a few times. It's just like people don't know. And I'm just gonna say right here in Chicago, I'm not gonna even go to the extent of going outside of Chicago. Like in the industry, people just don't know when to keep it biz, like keep it business, keep it separate. And if you know somebody is in a relationship, or even if you don't know, and they like read the signs, okay? Read the signs that I'm not interested. You could tell.
Hmm.
Don't try to, it's just it's crazy. We'll be on here all night. That but that is not that's not like out of the ordinary because you're not the first person that I done heard uh have that incident happen to them, and they just like it just is an uncomfortable situation because now you done made it to where I can't even interview you or work with you no more because you done made it that uncomfortable. So people kind of
Hmm.
can mess up their own stuff, doing stuff like that. So I definitely understand, man. So if you wasn't doing radio, what would you be doing? Like if you wasn't doing radio, what would you be doing in your life?
I low key before I started doing radio, I was married for about 5 years or so.
Hmm.
So I wasn't doing radio at the time. I was doing a little bit of podcasts here and there,
Hmm.
but nothing too serious. But if I wasn't doing radio or photography,
Hmm.
I'll be working a regular 9 to 5. Cause that's the one thing that I will say about myself.
Hmm.
I'm a hustler no matter what. You
Right.
can either say, I can get money the good way or the bad way.
Right.
But either way, I'm a hustler and I'm a family man. So anytime my girls say, "Hey, Dad, I want this," or
Yeah.
prom is coming up, or picture days coming up, I gotta make some money to make sure they get their hair done or
Yeah.
nails done, or a nice outfit.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
You gotta like, if one don't work, you gotta keep it moving. And I do
uh-huh.
appreciate people like that. Like, if you wasn't doing this, what would you be doing? And so far, the people that I've asked that, like, including the answer you just gave me just now, it's always a hustleman's answer. So I definitely
Hey, hey, that's the name of the game for real.
absolutely, you definitely can be caught being stagnant because, as you can see within the world, things are ever like not everlasting. Like things are steady going on and on and on around you. So you can't just be stagnant in this world. You got to keep moving. The world gonna keep pushing. If you choose to sit around and not do nothing, the world gonna still keep pushing. And so you got to push with the world is as it's evolving and you evolve with it. So I definitely understand that. Now,
Hmm.
with that being said, um, do you think that it's possible to work a 9 to 5 and still pursue your dreams in either radio, broadcasting, TV, whatever your niche is as far as being creative? Do you think that it's possible to do both?
It has to be in you.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have your own motivation to
Mm-hmm.
keep it pushing,
Yeah.
or you don't have the correct mindset to do it,
Mm-hmm.
then no, it will never work out.
Yeah. No.
So little backstory about myself.
Mhm.
Look, I ain't gonna go too down the rabbit hole,
No, you
but
fine. Shoot, we good. Look, we only 20 minutes in.
look,
Now you
but no,
good.
but no. So back in the day in high school, kids do stupid things,
Yeah.
and I was in the street. I was in the street that heavy, but I was in the street making that money.
Hmm.
So the street mentality or my young mentality that I had back in the day,
Hmm.
all I do is just transfer that into my adulthood.
Okay.
Now, what that consist of? I come home every night.
Hmm.
I make sure my girls are straight, make sure my house is straight,
Hmm.
and I work a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday,
Hmm.
and I work from 8 a.m. and I don't get off until sometimes 8 p.m.
Woo.
You feel me? And then as soon as I get done with that, I go ahead and go to the studio and do some editing with the pictures or even my podcast,
Hmm.
or I'm making cold calls during my spare time and be like, hey, I want to do an interview with you,
Hmm.
or I want to do a little collaboration with you, doing this, doing that. This right here is not an easy task.
Yeah.
You have to have the hustling mentality to do so,
Hmm.
because a lot of people, including some of my homies,
Yeah.
I try to put them on, say, hey, we can do this, we can do that. Yeah, yeah, it sounds good, sounds good.
Hmm.
And then yet they fall behind.
Yep.
I can't wait. Everybody can go. I
Yeah.
cannot wait for my partners to catch up with me, and
Right.
I'm already to move 10 spaces.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Nah.
lost a lot of sleep from not even saying from my kids, but
Hmm.
working my 9 to 5 and working the radio podcast. I have a whole lot of. I'm telling you how many hats I got. I got at least 20 hats.
Ooh,
So
name them. Name
let,
them.
let's okay. I'm gonna name all of them. So besides me being a father,
Hmm.
besides me being a partner,
Hmm.
I have I have a radio show.
Hmm.
I have one on Sunday, which
Okay.
is from 9 to 12, which is gonna be tomorrow.
Okay.
I have Freaky Food for Thought, which is
Okay.
a radio show and a podcast. I
Okay.
have Evenings with Sean Mack, which is a podcast now.
Okay.
Um, Let me see. I also do a lot of marketing for a lot of different businesses, from the Harold's Chicken.
Hmm.
It's Harold's Time Out Bar and Grill over in Olympia Fields.
Okay.
I I also help out with a dispensary called Moonshine, which
Okay.
is in Chicago Heights. I work with shout out to the other dispensary. I got two dispensaries. Holy crap!
Ooh.
Blue Magic, which is they're based off of in Detroit, but
Okay.
they do deliveries out in Chicago all around.
Wow. Okay.
Um, what's the other one? It's a whole lot.
You
I,
extensive background.
look, I should have had a pencil and paper and start writing them down for you before we got on. Look, I know I forgot a whole lot, but almost every radio show that I do or that y'all see me on,
Hmm.
I'm gonna be promoting it. I'm gonna market it.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, you're gonna see my stamp on there. And if you don't, or you think it's mine, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it is mine.
Yeah.
If it's not, this hashtag the infamous Sean Mac, I'll pop right up. Google me.
Hey, look. Look, your
Mm.
name is screaming across Chicago. Shoot, if ain't nobody heard from you or heard about you, is I don't know. They but had under a rock because I've heard about you even before me and you collabed and connected. Because a lot of people that I talk to, like Sunshine Jamaican Blaze Chocolate, shout out to my sis and Trey is dope.
Mhm.
I hear a lot about IMS. I even know a lot of people that I went to high school and grammar school with that went to IMS as well. I know
Mm.
a lot of the people not only went to Columbia, but they went to IMS. A lot of famous people came from IMS as well. So I definitely,
Mhm.
I mean, look, when I hear people coming from IMS, I be like, oh yeah, y'all, y'all the best. Y'all the best. Like I mean, because Windy City Underground, I'll just touch on that because you mentioned that. Like I heard of Windy City Underground like back in 20. I want to say 2011, 2012. I've never been to IMS, but I know a lot of people that went there, and I heard about what he said in Underground years ago. And I'm just like, even when I met my brother Trey is dope, he told me about it. And everybody that I talked to talk about what he said in Underground. So when you mentioned it, it just gave me the chills because I'm like, damn, like this IMS really stemmed from a lot of great people. And I'm just appreciative that you came on the show today.
I know. Much love. Thank you for having me.
Man, so look, so with that being said, like what music artists have you interviewed so far on your podcast?
You talking about? You want me to name them?
Like from Chicago, yeah, like some of them. You don't gotta name
Oh,
a whole lot of them, but just a few.
from Chicago, I had. Oh, okay, I had K Breezy.
Okay,
I had C Red Dementis.
okay,
I had the whole Right Way crew. If you know about that, if you don't know, is Dub, the real Dub,
okay,
and Dino, Mr. Know It All. That's my homie right there.
okay,
Who else? I had Keisha Cash. I had shout out to my boy Trosh. I had
okay,
Trosh, and I had Trouble the singer, R&B singer. Oh, who else?
okay.
Um, oh, I had Queen Jahari. Can't forget about her.
Yeah, I
And
know about Queen Jahari. Yeah,
yeah, because I had your sister Jamaican Blazing Chocolate.
yes.
Oh man,
Let me see. So, are you so man? You do so much. Are you gonna be at the 312 Music Awards?
a lot of people was asking me about that too. I
Mhm.
cannot, only because I got some other arrangements that I have going on.
Yeah,
But I'm at least try to go to the after party.
yeah,
So I know a lot of folks gonna be there too, and folks are looking for me for some reason.
yeah,
They're like, Sean Mac, you gonna be there? I said, no, I'm tired right now.
yeah.
Like, I don't think I understand. Like, it's only so much I can do,
Mm-hmm.
but that's how I keep myself grounded.
Yep.
When folks be asking me or invite me to different concerts or different parties or whatever, I
Mm-hmm.
do go to some of them just to show good face.
Right.
But a lot of times I have to decline it only because I still work a 9 to 5 job.
Mm-hmm.
I still have to be a parent at the house,
Yep.
and I still have to do my edits for my other radio show and my other partners who's paying me to
Yeah.
market for them.
Absolutely. So you definitely have to do that. Like, look, I know because I think it was like last year or something like that. I went through a thing where I supported, posted, promoted, marketed, branded, did this, that, and the third, went out to events and shows, and then I kept telling everybody like, "Hey, y'all, it's coming to a close. I will not be coming to any more events." Because I need to focus on my, my company and my brand and whatnot. And I gotta push mine. I can't keep pushing everybody. So I was letting all my friends and colleagues and everybody know. And then it's just like they kept, I appreciate them asking and see if I wanted to come to the show, stuff like that. But I tell them like I had to decline a lot of times too. And that is how you keep yourself grounded because you'll wear yourself thin. And it's like people be looking for me to come to, these events shows, and I'd be like, no, I can't because I got to do this. This is more important than to put someone else. I mean, I have to work on my own stuff, and this will be our first time having a vendor table and being at the 312 Music Awards and enjoying the awards. So I'm glad that we're able to come. But shoot, people
Mm.
used to ask me for a couple of years, like, hey, is you gonna be at the awards? And I'd be like, I say yeah, but then I'll be like, yeah, no, I'm not. Hey, 'cause, I got, man. Look, you already know I got 5 brand ambassadors, got a team to run, and then I'm a mother as well, and I'm in a relationship, so I have other things that I have to focus on as well. But sometimes, like, look, let me ask you this before I even say this. So, how do you feel about people here in Chicago in the industry? How do you feel about people always wanting you to promote and market their brand and what they got going on and don't want to really support and push yours the same that you do for them? How do you feel about that?
To be honest with you, that's a good question.
Because I
To
don't
be
like
honest
that.
with you, um, I literally I I feel like I'm numb to it only because I've been dealing with it for so long.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, again, of course, I ain't gonna put nobody name out there, nothing like that. But
Yeah.
I deal with a lot of people to where they'll say, "Hey, come out to my event,"
Mm-hmm.
or I got to pay to get in, or sometimes it's free to get in.
Yeah.
Either way, I don't mind paying. I don't mind showing love
Mm-hmm.
to people who be showing me love right back.
Right.
But a lot of times to where I it ain't enough for me to go ahead and promote somebody. All I
Right.
gotta do is just say a few words, and I
Mm-hmm.
put my little Shy Mac sauce on it, and then it be booming.
Right.
But yeah, when I say, hey, give me a shout out. A lot of times, the artists I did interview or
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with,
Yeah.
I'll ask anybody and say, hey, do a video for me, and let me put it out there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, not a problem, because they know me. I earned that respect.
Right.
Anytime they ask me saying, hey, can you do this for me? I got you. It ain't nothing.
Exactly.
The the push out promotions to push out videos
Mm-hmm.
is little to no effort at all. To
Mm-hmm.
hit the share button, to hit the like love button, it
Exactly.
don't cost me nothing at all. So why not help promote and help my fellow colleague get to where they need to be?
Exactly.
Because
Man.
either way, like I said, I'm numb to it, but it irks me because it's still right there at the storefront of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can, like, for example, you can ask me, hey Shy, I need your help with promoting, this new movie I'm about to put out,
Yeah.
or this concert or this event I'm planning to put together. I need
Mm-hmm.
some extra help because I'm stressing myself too thin.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got you. What you need? Now, I I'll put it on my own agenda to make sure I do it probably once or maybe even twice,
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure everybody get the gist of it.
Right.
But as soon as I do that and I put, my name on it and I put it in good faith,
Mm-hmm.
they want me to do it every single day.
Hell no. Uh-uh.
It'd be a whole 30 days into the event. I do at the beginning of the month,
Yeah.
and then I do it one more time in the middle, just so
Mm-hmm.
everybody can say, okay, I did forget about this, but now I got it.
Right.
They want me to do it the first, second, third, fourth, all the way down.
Hell no. And they ain't paying you for it? Uh-uh.
Gee, I'm trying to look. I'm like the way because everybody be looking at me. They was like, "Man, you getting paid a good grip, huh?" I said, "Why you say
Sure.
that?" Because I just see it every time. Just this coming up, that's coming up, and I see either your picture, I see your name, or
Yeah.
it's on your page. It's always promoted, so I know you're getting paid from this, bro, right?
Hell
I
no.
said, "Man, I can't even lie to you," and they looking at me like, "Oh, nah, bro." And at that point, that's where I had to realize,
Yeah.
yeah, I do a lot of promotions and marketing,
Yeah.
but my pockets is not feeling the same, what I'm saying,
Exactly.
thrill.
Exactly.
My heart, I'm all good. But the
Mm-hmm.
money, look, I need some gas money. My kids need some food.
Right, exactly. Just like everybody else, and everybody can't be expecting you to just. It's okay. It's like you said. It's cool to do it a little bit. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And you not paying me, but look, if you want me to go to the extreme and promote heavy like that, like of course I'm gonna give you my all. I'm gonna give you my best work. I'm not gonna give you no lazy ass work when I'm promoting your stuff, but if you want me to keep pushing it more and more and more, like every day or every other day for the whole month, continuously like that, you gotta give me them ends.
Gee, man, I'm
Oh,
trying to tell you.
yeah. Now people definitely do be getting beside themselves. Like I didn't had to run in a few times, and it's just like me, when I post my stuff and I be promoting people, I put it up there for a day or two. I even do my own stuff like that. I archive it. You ain't finna be had your shit sitting on my page for a whole 3 days and think you finna get traction and you ain't when this gotta be a collaboration thing. Now, if it's a collaboration thing, I ain't got no problem. I don't care. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I don't care. But on my page, I'm starting to archive a lot of stuff anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because I want my stuff to be up to date and trendy. I don't want to keep having no old stuff on it. So I kind of refresh my stuff. But hell no, you're not gonna have your stuff sitting on my page for 30 plus days. And I'm sitting over here still asking you, can you post a flyer for an event for one of my artists? Uh-uh. Ain't happening. Ain't
Man,
happening.
And on top of that, they had the nerve because I was trying to be slick. I went ahead and put on my stories so it can disappear the next day. They said, excuse me, Mr. Mac. I said, what's up? It like, he put it on your page. I said, what? I put on who page? But
Right.
why put it on your story? It's only gonna be 24 hours. I said, oh, look. I told her, I said, oh, my bad. I ain't see your Zelle come through yet. Now
Right.
let me know when it come through. And then look, that's when the attitude comes. Who the hell you think you is? Like, oh, here we go.
But see, that's why I be letting people know up the front. Like I be telling people, like, man, look, I ain't gonna even finna go until I be telling people up front, like, I don't mind promoting, but it gotta be a collaboration thing. It gotta be interchangeable. It can't just me just putting in all the work because I've had people take advantage of me like that. Like, and if you don't say anything, they're gonna keep doing it, of course. So
Mm,
nothing wrong with you addressing it, like, hey, but if you got somebody that be like feeling entitled, first of all, I'll be letting them know, first of all, don't ever come through my line feeling like you entitled because number one, you ain't paying me for it. You better be lucky this is my passion and this is what I
mm.
want to do. So I don't mind doing it for free because this is what I love to do. But don't get beside yourself and think that I have to do it because I'm doing it for free.
Gee, what they used to say back in the day? I'm not a killer, but don't push me.
Right. Look, man. Look,
Gee,
people, you be having, and this is why I feel like the entertainment industry is kind of stagnant in Chicago. Chicago is known for, man, Chicago is known for a lot of talented music artists and creatives. So it's dead right now. I'm trying to liven it up, and these artists, the creatives here, they just be getting too beside themselves. Like, here's
mm-hmm.
one example. Normally such a person to pay for me to get booked. Like, first of all, I had to tell somebody, like, I'm not, if we don't got if we haven't built the rapport and I don't know what you are, like what your patterns are, and you don't know what mine are, and we haven't gotten to know how we work, and how we blend with each other, I'm not gonna be fitting no bill and flying you here to Chicago to book you a hotel and do all this carrying on. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Like,
Gee,
have you ran into that? Like, for somebody to just be entitled, like, yeah, I need you to book. Not even just even coming out. This what make them the people that do this so bold. Like, have you ever ran into someone and they just expect you off the gate before even getting to know them? They expect you off the gate to just get them everything, book them, fly them, all that.
no, I have not came across that at all.
Look, hey, I have, and I'm just gonna tell you, it's not a good conversation to have with people because in their mind, they've already put the work in, and that may be true. That I'm not knocking anybody's work and what they've came hard, work hard for, but even if you worked hard and you've been well known and your with for your audience and you pop in on social media and all that, just because you're well known and you are popping, that does not necessarily mean the person that you are trying to build a connection with from the gate, that don't mean that you're supposed to be like having your hand out. Like, you still got to come humble. You just can't be doing all that. Like, so with that being said, like, have you have you had have you had it where you were interviewing someone and they just expected you to just not only had them on your radio show, they wanted you to do the photography for them, they wanted you to do the editing, they wanted you to do, like, I mean, like a whole goddamn package. Like, have you ever had somebody ask you for a whole package deal and they ain't even paying you?
So um when I first started, yes.
Mm,
Um only because so this well no, sure, it's still going on now. So for the record, every time I do my podcast or even my radio show, no
mhm,
matter what, anytime when someone comes to me on my radio show,
mhm.
they get a commercial or a promo video, if you will,
Yeah,
automatically.
yeah.
So, because a lot of times when people come on my show, they're going to pay regardless.
Yeah.
But if they don't want to pay, that's fine. No
Mhm.
harm, no foul.
Yeah.
But they will get the publicity.
Yeah.
But the people that who does pay, you can always see the difference. You be
Mhm.
like, oh, okay, they went live. Oh, okay, cool. And then next week, this person will go live, and then about a day or two later, you'll see this real big video of either them rapping, singing, or if they're comedian, they'll tell a few jokes,
Yeah.
and you'll see it, bloom.
Right.
So that's what I like to do with my guests, because a lot of people they like to show, hey, what I'm doing, what I like to do,
Yeah.
and it keeps everybody in tune, keep everybody on their toes.
Absolutely. Like people don't understand that you gotta invest in yourself, and by investing in yourself, it means that you need to, if you need to pay for a podcast interview. Look, let me just say this: if you're not if you're not a talented person as far as knowing how to edit, knowing how to promote and market and brand yourself, and you're looking for someone like yourself, Shy Mac, or myself, or someone that does videography or photography, or even podcast or market branding, period. If you're looking for someone to do that, you got to invest in yourself. You don't know how to do it, so you got to pay someone else to do it. You know what I'm saying? You just got to
Mm.
find the right people. Now, do you know, or have you ran into a situation where someone like yourself that do podcasts and radio shows, that do photography, have you ran into someone where they tried to like scam, not scam, like, well, y'all say scam you, like just try to like um you don't see where your money is going. So have you ever ran into someone where they were trying to get one up on you, basically, or you've seen someone try to get one up on someone else, and you just like, that's not right. I know I'm not gonna run my business like that because I don't want people to look at my business and my brand as far as taking money from them and not seeing where their money is going. Have you ran into that?
Mm. Yes, and yeah, yeah. I ran across that. I'm trying
Yeah,
to think. I'm like, well, no, I didn't, but no, I have.
yeah,
Um, the only I, I'm a very weird person because I always stay to myself.
hmm,
So, but I do. I'm the type of person to where you invite me out to the club or just to an event.
yeah,
I will sit by myself, or I will sit in the back
hmm,
just to see how everybody's doing,
yep,
how everybody goes in this environment.
yep.
And I came across from doing events to, like you said, doing being a photographer or
Mhm.
a videographer.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of people do a lot of shady stuff, even in radio.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of people do shady stuff, and I already told myself I would not go that route, only
Mhm.
because, besides the fact that it's messy,
Yeah,
me personally, I believe, depending on what it is,
yeah,
I believe you lose your soul.
yeah,
Like,
definitely.
cause I'm not even saying everybody in this game is wicked and is evil,
Yeah.
but you see a lot of evilness coming out of people at the worst times.
Man, tell me about it. I mean, it be coming out of people you never thought it would come out of. You'd be looking like, whoa, I didn't know this person was like this. That's why I said a lot of times TV and the media is a facade. Like until you
Hmm.
really get to know that person and build a rapport and actually sit back and look at how they actually work with people and interact with people, um, you're not gonna really able to tell. You can only see what you see on media.
Hmm.
And I'll just be telling people that like it's definitely signs to watch out for, but you can't always plan for that. It's one of those type of things where a lot of the situations just come up, and you have to
Hmm.
kind of deal with them as they go and know how to deal with it and be prepared just in case it happens again. You know,
Right.
it's gonna happen more than once. Trust me, in this industry, it's gonna happen more than once.
Absolutely.
Man, so have you, because I've had this situation, I ask everybody this too. Have you been in a situation where you were not cool with someone in the industry and you guys had a falling out? Because look, let me tell you something. Chicago, when you go to these events and go to these venues, everybody know everybody. I'm just gonna put it out
Mm-hmm.
there. Have you been to an event? Because I have, and you seen somebody you just don't fool with, and you still had to keep professional. You speak to them or don't speak to them, and you just keep moving. It's very uncomfortable. Have you ever had to deal with that before?
Yes, and it wasn't in Chicago.
Oh damn. Oh
It
well,
was
it don't
outside of Chicago.
shit. It don't matter. It's still the experience, but you have had that experience, right?
Yes,
Mm,
and how I handle it, me, like I said, life is too short. First of all,
yes.
so I don't have time. It's a lot of folks in here in this industry that I don't like,
Yeah.
but as a professional, I don't like them. I don't like their work ethics. I don't like the way they talk to certain people. I just don't like them in general. But just me being in the line of work that I am in,
Yeah.
you have to be careful on who you get into it with and
Mm,
who you're entertaining,
mm-hmm.
because it's to the point where let's say you're doing an event or whatever, or somebody wants you to come as a special guest for their event.
Mm-hmm.
Your name is going to be out there on the airwaves. Your
Yep.
name is going to be out there on social media, all that. So
Yeah.
if anybody, the YNs, whatever, if
Yeah.
anybody want to come get you, or they don't come get you,
Exactly. They know where you at.
every rip.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I also learned that even though I'm still cool with everybody, no
Yeah.
matter how many people you're cool with, it's always gonna be 1 to 5 people that's gonna be hating on you and who's gonna try to get inside your circle to
Preach.
sabotage everything.
Hey. Look, cause
So
I done been through that too. You had
man,
that experience before, haven't you?
it,
Look, man.
it was a few times. The only reason why uh, it, I always keep people around me
Yeah.
that I can trust, at least to the point where I know they got my back.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can take you and your crew out. We'll go to an event or whatever.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta trust nobody but you. If you tell me, hey, we got your back, me
Yeah.
and Tom and Jerry, okay, cool.
Right.
I trust you enough to say, okay, I ain't gotta worry about these people over here.
Right.
Just like if we go to an event and I bring my people with me, I
Yeah.
say, hey, we got you. You know, do your thing. We see anything out the ordinary,
Yeah.
we'll take care of it. I
Right.
got you. That's why I call almost everybody I do business with,
Mm-hmm.
including yourself. You're a testimony to this as well too. I
Yeah.
call them family.
Yeah.
I be like, hey, what's going on, family? How you doing? It's real personal.
Yeah.
That's how I connect. I
Yeah.
don't even have friends no more, only because friends be ending this sometime.
Yep.
You
Preach,
be like, oh
man.
yeah, this right here's my friend X, Y, and Z. Like, okay, well, your friend talking about you ain't shit.
Ah!
Wait, what? You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, he talking about you don't do this. He can do your job better and nah. Oh, okay, well, by all means, go ahead.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah. Choose your friends or family
Mhm.
very close, because
Yeah.
they will those be the ones that stick it in raw.
They sure will. They sure will. And you definitely, I mean, I'm testimony to this as well. Like you said, like I didn't had it where I've lost friends. I've stopped talking to family members, and is you're gonna fall out with people, but
Hmm.
soon as you make it in this industry, here they
Hey,
come.
cousin.
Here they come. Hey, remember back in 2020, I let you borrow $50. Like, hey, don't come to me with none of that. I don't look, I'm just gonna keep it straight up. Let me put this down. I'm
Man.
on the radio. I don't care about none of that because when it comes, no, for real, because at the beginning stages of when I first started, all them
Hmm.
people that laughed and hee ha ha. I got people that I went to high school with, grammar school with, family members, fake friends. Then set up there and talked about my dream at the beginning. Then here it is. I got all my stuff on all streaming platforms, and the list goes on and on and on. Them same people is some of them same people that be coming to ask me for help or looking for some resources and stuff. So here, I ain't gonna knock you. I'll help you, but it's like, no, I'm not finna bring you along with the ride.
Mm-mm.
No, nah. That's what I'm trying to help people, and I'm trying to break that barrier. But when it comes to certain things, it's like That one is a no. I'm not doubling back. If you wasn't there rocking and supporting throughout my beginning stages of my journey and not trying to take from me, I ain't trying to hear it.
On me.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, so let me ask you this. So with that being said, since we touching on that, what's the best advice you can give people that are trying to start their podcast, trying to start their radio show, trying to be a photographer? What advice, with all the hats you have, what advice would you try to give to people that's listening?
As far as just to get started,
Yeah, getting started or just throughout your career period, their career period.
my biggest advice to everybody is don't be afraid. Um, Being afraid will set you back and it will prolong the process. A lot of people they're like, I have good ideas from doing radio, podcasts, from different topics they may have. A lot of people have great ideas, but
Mm-hmm.
they're too afraid to start it up
Yep.
only because they're scared of what their peers gonna think or say,
Yeah.
or they're worried about, oh well, I'm not that important enough. I'm not that quote unquote big enough. Nobody's gonna listen to me talk, or they won't tune in with me. You'd be surprised how many people actually tunes in.
Yeah.
And don't look for your family. Your
Right.
family's not gonna be the ones that's gonna be right there with you first.
Absolutely.
It'd be totally strangers. It'll be people that you haven't met a day in your life, or
Exactly.
you'll meet them going to Walmart, and they be like, "Hey, I know you."
Mm-hmm.
It's been so many times to where I went out and did the radio. I went to a radio event,
Mm-hmm.
and about 10 to 20 people come off a stage and come straight to me and say, "Hey, what's going on, Sean Mac? I heard a lot about you." I said, it's Shy, right? Not Sean. It's Shy Mac. And then
Right.
they said, "Yeah, Shy Mac, the infamous Shy Mac, right? The infamous."
Oh
I said, "Yeah, that's
yeah.
me." They were like, I'm like, "Oh, okay, so what's up?" He like, "Bro, I need to book you real quick. I want to have you on my interview. I want to do an interview on your podcast." And they
Mm-hmm.
be because they like the way I guess how I word it, or how I ask my questions and stuff,
Yeah.
and it gives a lot of people publicity to where they be like, I like the way you do business. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they'll invest in me. It ain't always gotta be money.
Right.
They'll either give me, if they're a caterer, they give me some food to try out.
Right.
And I tell them, I give them a shout out on my podcast or the radio.
Mm-hmm.
There's
It
a
ain't
lot of ways to show love.
exactly. It ain't always gotta be about money.
Man,
That's what that I'm glad you gave that advice and I'm glad you touched on that. So with that also being said, if you could change anything about the industry, what would it be? Because that right there touches on
mm,
that, just makes it, that's a domino effect, if that makes sense. So that's definitely
yeah.
a domino effect. So what could you change about this industry if you could? Like, what would it be?
Ooh, gee, you over here getting me them questions.
Hey, I do it for real, for real.
Gee. The one thing that I would change about this industry is the mindsets of people. I
Mm-hmm.
will I would like to change the mindset, meaning I don't want everybody to be in their own circle. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want everybody to be selfish. It's a lot of folks that out here are selfish, granted, and they have
Yeah.
every right to be sometime.
Yeah.
But in this industry, especially the artists and the actors and stuff,
Yeah.
every time I go to different concerts or different events, it's
Yeah.
always the same people.
Yeah.
And shout out to Cypher Sick,
Okay.
and Keisha Cash, those two, oh, and Queen Jahari,
Yeah.
those three by themselves. Those three are the ones who told me, "Hey, I appreciate you. I love you like a brother, family, all that stuff."
Yeah.
But they told me you need to get out your circle.
Mm.
I'm like, so what do you mean? Like
Yeah.
every time I see you at an event, I see you, I see her, I see you, I see him. You have your own crowd. I said, yeah, I do. That's how we do business.
Right.
He's like, yeah, but you need to go outside your crowd and go somewhere else.
Mm.
I'm like, okay, I said, I feel you. So I
Yeah.
start going different events from the south side, the east side, west side, up north, Joliet. I
Mm-hmm.
go almost everywhere that people want me to come at, or I just say, this look very interesting. I haven't seen nobody touch this area yet. Let me go ahead and put my stamp on it, and let's see where it takes it.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen a lot of people as soon as I went to, if I go to Georgia or whatever, I
Yeah.
seen at least one or two people started doing their podcast in Georgia, or they're following the same line that I went to just
Mm-hmm.
to get to that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, my advice to everybody: just get outside your comfort zone,
Mm-hmm.
meet new people. Don't stay in the same circle for too long.
Right.
You can be in the same circle. Let's just say, put a number out there for 6 months or a year.
Yeah.
Next year, you can be in that same circle, but try to make another circle. Not saying the folks that you trust, but just to get you outside your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Always be uncomfortable. If you're comfortable, you're not doing something right.
Absolutely. That now that's true. That's facts. I've
Hmm.
been and look, I used to tell people all the time, step outside your comfort zone. Like don't stay stagnant. Try new things. Don't be closed minded. And people used to look at me crazy. I just be like, all right. I just be putting my hands up like, all right. And then
Right.
you wonder why you look up and you still doing the same thing. Like you're not elevating. You're not gonna elevate unless you give other things a try. Like man, people don't understand it until they actually go through the experience of not being able to move nowhere for a while, and then that's when they start doing it. I mean, because it ain't never too late. It's just
No.
that believe it when you hear it. Like people that's been like yourself, myself, and others that's been rocking it for a minute, like believe it when you hear it. Definitely step outside your box. If you want to stay stuck and stagnant and you only want to be closed off to what you want, what you like, what you're accustomed to, and not what your audience or what's trending or what's real and what's going to get you moving and moving around to not just Chicago, but just the United States, period. You gotta
Hmm.
be open-minded. I tell people that all the time. They don't be listening. But you know what I'm saying? I be telling people and I be trying to you can't make nobody so a lot of times I'll have people and I just tell people and give them my advice and because they'll come and ask me and I just tell them and they just they not really they still young, they still got a lot of learning to do. And sometimes you gotta I have to understand too, like there are a lot of Chicago creators that have
Hmm.
been doing things for a long time, but then they also feel like because they've been doing it for a long time, they ain't gotta do nothing else. They ain't gotta pay for none. They entitled. They put their work in for some odd years. They've been rapping, singing, dancing since they've been 10, 11 years old. They've been in the game for years and they feel like they ain't gotta work with an LGBT or they ain't gotta uh go to an event where there are people unlike them there. They just only want to stay in that crowd. And it's like you ain't gonna move like that. You're gonna always be at a standstill, man.
No, for real. Now, people like them, this business, I tell people, yeah, treat them like, what I'm saying, like they're your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can tell you how to, if I see what you're trying to do and I see where you're going,
Mm-hmm.
I already got quote unquote 2 to 3 years in the game.
Yep.
So if I'm trying to just help you out, I'm trying to give you advice to elevate you so
Mm-hmm.
it won't take you 2 to 3 years. It'll probably take you 6 months to a year to do.
Exactly.
It's a lot of people, and I do feel myself being so blessed because I have a lot of people, a lot of mentors myself who
Mm-hmm.
still look out for me and say, hey, bro, you tripping. Or like, hey, why the hell you doing this? You
Yeah.
know good and well, but sometimes I'll be like, it didn't work out for you, but it's working a lot better for me. You do have times when that does happen.
Yeah.
But if I'm telling you, or you asking me for my advice because what you're doing is not working,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to tell you what to do or how to do it, or
Mm-hmm.
at least try to mold it to where it's your own style. I
Right.
can help you do that. But it's like if you believe in God, it's like praying to God and
Mm.
then just sitting back and waiting for a blessing to happen.
Man, look, I'm a Buddhist. I'm a Christian and a Buddhist, and I be telling people all the time. put that positivity out there, even though like I hear people say all along, I don't think I'm gonna get enough hits or views off of this, or I don't think this is gonna work. I be telling people all the time, stop saying that. You keep putting it out there, that's what's gonna happen. You gotta put it out there, you gotta manifest it. I tell people that all the time. Stop putting
Mm-hmm.
that negativity out there. You got to push positivity. If ain't nobody gonna do it, gotta do it for you. You do it for yourself. You gotta push and move when ain't nobody shaking. Like when nobody was listening to me or fucking with me when I first started, and they ain't believe or seen my vision, and it was nobody like right now. If nobody was to listen or view or listen to this podcast, I don't care because this is my dream, this is my passion. Somewhere down the line, somebody gonna hear this and take these tools and these resources, and it may be able to help them. I don't care if nobody ever listens to this; it's gonna get to somebody somewhere. That's why we put it on all these platforms. You know, you can't be
Mm-hmm.
scared, like you said, to push forward. Even if you have zero views, zero followers, it don't matter. People gonna see that, somebody gonna see that persistency. If don't nobody see that persistency, God see it, and you gonna get your blessings from that.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Nita. Look at you.
I'm serious though, because I'm a true testament, and I've talked to a lot of people, and they just be like, you got to look, if you don't push for yourself and advocate for yourself, nobody else will. When everybody leaves your corner, your friends, your family, everybody leave your corner, you only got yourself and God. So you
Mm.
definitely have to advocate just for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so I be telling people, I be trying to encourage people because I have people that encouraged me, but I also had people that did not encourage me. And I've also talked to people that didn't have that encouragement in their life at all. So I've always had to have people understand that they gotta push themselves, advocate for themselves, believe in themselves when don't nobody believe in you, when you feeling down and bad and you feel like don't nobody fuck with you, or you feel like ain't nobody gonna listen to your music or look at your editing skills or look at your entertainment resume, whatever it is. Like I be telling people like fuck that. So what? Still do it, because if you always live your life worrying about what somebody gonna think, feel, or say, you're over with. You canceling
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
Shit. So shit. With that being said, like with such positivity that's going on, you told everybody like what advice you'll give to them as far as being in this industry and being in this circle, and how to progress and move forward throughout, whether you're in radio, photography, videography, whatever, it's still the same movement. Um, we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
close it out with you just again letting everybody know um what the best advice is moving forward, letting everybody know what your next steps is as far as what projects you have going on. Let everybody know everything before we close this out, like where they can follow you, how they can reach you, what you got coming up next, what you're looking for, and what you're going to be looking for in the future.
Mm. That's a lot. Okay, I'm trying to remember. Now I got you. Um. Okay. Yeah. So, cause y'all just now tuning in, it's been about an hour now, so you should have been tuned in.
Yes.
But either way, it's your boy, the infamous Shy Mac. You can find me on Instagram at Shy Mac, SHYMAC, the number one. My TikTok is Shy Mac underscore number one. And my Facebook, I have a fan page, is Shy Mac. Or you can follow my business and personal page, which is Shy McClinton. SHY and then McClinton, MCCLINTON. Um, what my advice to everybody is, the hardest thing for you to do is to start. Once
Mhm.
you start, keep the fire underneath you and keep it pushing. The hardest thing for you to do right now is to stop. And once you stop, that's going to be the end of it. It'll be another 6 months to a year until you start up again. So
Yeah.
the key thing is, don't stop, keep it pushing. What I have coming up next, I have the Forever Grateful Awards. If y'all
Yeah,
haven't already, the infamous Sha Mack is the hottest photographer of the year. Vote, vote.
absolutely. You know I have put my vote in for you.
Hey, you was the one that told me I was nominated. I didn't even know
I
I
had
was nominated.
look, I had to tell you and Danielle.
Yeah, she told me, she was like, "Did she tell you was nominated?" I said, "Yeah, but I don't see nothing." And then you sent me a screenshot. I'm like, "Ooh!" I said, "There I go."
Yep, yep. I had to tell her too. Oh, she was like, "Thank you." I was like, "Damn." I'm glad. See, this is before we close out. See, this is why. That's what this is exactly prime example what I be talking about. If I would have never said that, y'all probably, y'all eventually y'all would have known, of course, but y'all didn't know that y'all was nominated,
Mm-mm, not at all.
and
You
that's
was
a
the first
blessing.
one.
And it's a blessing that y'all nominated because when I see my people nominated for something, hey, y'all don't need to ask me to promote. I'm gonna promote and I'm gonna let you know I shared it. I'm gonna let you know I voted for you and all that. You ain't gotta. When I see my people, I be like, ooh. And even if whether you know you nominated or you know what's going on, I make sure I let my people know firsthand. Hey, did you know you was nominated and you casted for this and that? They be like, no, no. Hey, here it is, baby.
Mm-hmm.
No, so you got the Forever Grateful Awards. But tell everybody where they can get their tickets, what day and time it is, all that.
Yes. Ooh. So, uh, I have it's a link you have to go to and put the vote in, but it's also another link to buy the ticket. So you go on Eventbrite, type in the Grateful Awards 2025, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get your tickets right there. I think right now it's about $25 for the
Mm-hmm.
tickets, and it might be $30 at the door. I'm not sure,
Yeah. It's
but it's going to be on March 15th from 6 to, I want to say 9. I'm gonna be there early only
mm-hmm.
because I'm gonna be on the red carpet.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, make sure y'all get my good side. I'm gonna be suited and
Man,
booted.
red carpet. I'm gonna try to see if I'm gonna make it, man. If I ain't caught up, because look, you said it's March 15th, so it's the week or so after the 312 Awards. So I might try to go to Forever Grateful Awards because a lot of y'all same artists and people that I fuck with gonna be there. So I'm gonna try to come slide.
Yeah, and if in that, I'm gonna be at the after party at the 312 Music
Oh
Awards. So
yeah, make sure
I'm gonna be there. But yeah, it's a blessing. You gotta just keep on pushing, and blessings come.
absolutely. And then as far as besides the Forever Grateful Awards and then the after party for the 312 Music Awards, what you got? I know look, who's your next guest? Like what you got coming on next? I know you said tomorrow you got your podcast going on. Who you got interviewing tomorrow?
So tomorrow, I don't have anybody I'm interviewing tomorrow.
Okay.
Um, I'm going to be on Divine Purpose radio show tomorrow. It's going to be from 9 to 12.
Okay.
If y'all do come on live, it's going to be on Facebook, YouTube, all
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yep.
But from 9 to like 10:30,
Yeah.
we do a lot of praise and worship. So we just play a lot of music, just to vibe out.
Absolutely. I
And
always hop in and out on Divine Purpose, especially because me and you are friends on Facebook, and then me and Danielle are friends on Facebook. So when I get that notification, I go on there, I pop in, I make sure I go in and I jump in. I'll make sure I show my support. But I'm gonna be tuning in tomorrow as well. I hope y'all let's listen and tune in tomorrow to my man Shy Mack on Divine Purpose tomorrow with my girl Danielle Sanders. I hope y'all definitely tune in. Y'all heard the man.
mhm.
He told y'all where to follow him, where to reach him. He already gave y'all advice. Y'all make sure y'all get a pen and pad and take some notes. You know what I'm saying? Listen to everything that this man has given to you guys on this lovely podcast this evening. Look, go back and listen to this podcast over and over again. It will be uploaded and streamed on Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon. The list goes on and on. It's actually going live right now on Twitch and on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you missed it from the beginning, you can always go back to the beginning and listen to it as many times as you like. You can also download it as well. I thank you once again, Shy Mack, the infamous Shot Mac for coming
There you go.
on the podcast. See, I'm learning everybody. Look, when y'all say Shot Mac name, y'all gotta throw in the infamous with a deep voice. Every time y'all talk to him or reach out to him, make sure y'all heard it straight from him. Y'all heard it straight from Nita K. Y'all make sure y'all reach out to us if y'all have any questions. Again, thank you for coming on this podcast this evening. I appreciate
Mhm.
your love and support. Y'all know how to reach him. Y'all know how to reach me as well. You can reach me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, by email, phone number as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for your love and support. And I'll talk to you when we next have our podcast, which shit, it come about as it goes. Whoever, whenever. And you guys, if I'm not interviewing nobody, I'm always doing motivational or encouraging videos, uploading those from time to time and whatnot. But y'all make sure y'all tune in. Once again, thank you guys. Love you. Peace.
Peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I stopped recording. We still on here. So that was a really, really good podcast. They're always good.